Third grade students have been working on writing book reviews. A book review is an essay telling about a book. Each class voted and selected the best essay written in their class. We need your help. Please watch these book reviews and help us pick the overall winner. After watch all 4 reviews, you will select which one was the most convincing. As you watch, be thinking about if you would want to read that book. Your class will vote on this Google form.
Hi, my name is Grayson Havener, and the book I did my review on was The Swiss Family Robertsons. And if you didn't know, this book, I would recommend it. My book is The Swiss Family Robertson. It is retold by John David Wyss. Did you know that some wild animals can help you find water? Oh, and did you know that if you take flour and heat it up, it can make dough? I would recommend The Swiss Family Robertsons. I will now give you 2 reasons. If you like survival and ships. I would recommend this book if you like survival and ships. For example, they have to build their house and find food and water. If you like to learn about survival, I think this would be a good book for you. And if you like to build stuff, this might be a good book for you. Did you know that you can melt a plant to get wax for candles? I would recommend this book if you like I Survived, because it is a survival book like this one. For example, if you like to go camping and learn about survival, this might be a good book for you. It is a survival book because they get stranded on an island. It teaches you where to find food and water by telling you where it is and what food is good to eat and what food is not good to eat. I think this will be a good book for you. I think this book can help you if you are in a situation like this one. And it teaches you about survival. And if you like I Survived books, you might like this book.
Alice's Adventures in Wonderland was written by Lewis Carroll in 1865 in North Yorkshire. Alice is a little girl who was in Wonderland and wanted to get this white rabbit she had been following, but the white rabbit keeps running away because he keeps saying, I'm late, so he's late for something. Although this book is really good, I would recommend with some cautions. This book has fun adventures, but this book is really, really old, almost 150 years old. I would recommend this book because one reason is that it's fun to find out what fun adventures Alice is going to go on. One example is from chapter 13 when Alice meets a March Hare and Hatter. Alice sees them having tea and the Hatter gets mad because he said there's only room for 2 at the table, but there's more than 2 seats. Another example is when she meets the Queen in chapter 15, and the Queen is not what she expected. Another reason I recommend this book too is that it has some funny things in it. One example is in chapter 13, there is this dude who keeps falling asleep and tells a story while he's asleep. Alice keeps asking me questions in the middle of the story. This is why I recommend this book to a reader. One reason I caution this book to a reader is because in chapter 16, the Queen says, off with her head, off with his head. She will keep doing this till everyone is dead except for the winner. Another reason I caution this book is in chapter 13, the March Hare and the Mad Hatter can be a little bit disrespectful and uncaring because they say wrong when Alice gets it wrong. Here's an example. when the Mad Hatter asked Alice the time Alice got it wrong, and the Mad Hatter said, "Wrong." Another example, in chapter 14, the Dormouse tells a story about every time the Dormouse stops, she asks her questions, and the Dormouse says, "Can you stop interrupting me?" That's why I caution this book to a reader. Even though there's some bad things with the book, I would recommend this book to a friend. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland is a really good book. It has funny characters and has fun adventures. But this book is almost 150 years old. This book changed my imagination, and I think it can change yours too. You can find this book in your third grade classroom library or Newton Parish Library.
Robin Hood is a retold story by Howard Pyle. Howard Pyle was an American illustrator, painter, and author, primarily of books for young people. The main character, Robin Hood, loves to go explore. There's one person who hates Robin Hood. It's the town sheriff. Robin Hood tries to enter a contest, but the sheriff doesn't know that he's in disguise. The setting of the story takes place during the medieval time period when there were castle knights and peasants. I'd recommend this book to a friend with caution. This book uses great detail to make you feel like you're a part of the story, but it also has violence that may make you upset. I would recommend this book because it feels like you're in the story. For example, in chapter 8 it says, "Young lad, don't cry, you'll be alright. I bet your troubles will be fixed," with a really detailed picture. This description and how the character expresses his emotion makes you feel like you're in the story. Also in chapter 11 it talks about what Ellen looked like on the wedding day. But she stepped out and she had pale skin, smooth, but she carried herself like a wilting flower. This figurative language gives a mental picture of the character in the story and makes you feel like you're in the story. There are some cautions in this book, though. In almost every chapter, there's some sort of violence. In chapter 14, Robin Hood battled the Guy of Gisborne and killed him. In chapter 16, one of his men got killed. This type of violence is upsetting for a reader. Even though some parts of the book are tough to read, it sparked my imagination. I would recommend this book, but some parts are very cruel. If you're willing to get through the tough parts, I recommend this book for you. Robin Hood helps you feel like you're in the story and makes you feel like more things are magical. After reading the story, you might be trying to shoot a bow and arrow or read more. You can find this book on Amazon or Walmart. I think my friends or my family would like this book as well. Robin Hood is well known and still popular today.
Hi, my name is Tristan Higgs, and I've been reading a book called 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and it is about Mr. Aronnax and his friends Conseil and Ned Land. And if you didn't know, Ned is Prince of Harpooners, and they're trying to find a beast. They found it, but ship crashed and everyone probably died, except for Mr. Aronnax, Ned, and Conseil. They found out the beast was a submarine. They met the captain, Captain Nemo, and went on adventures. Fun ones, weird ones, cool ones, running ones, life-threatening ones. Wait, what? And eventually, they try to escape. Will they ever survive to see the light of day again? Yes, they do. I would recommend this book with some cautions. The story's engaging, so you can't stop reading. But people die and or almost die. Let's get into detail. Or is it detail? Who cares? 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea story is really engaging. The thing is that all books are good, or at least most of them are. If one doesn't have an engaging storyline, then it may be challenging to read. An example of this is some of my sister's books. Some have good stories, like where a duck tries to find a four-leaf clover, but others just smush words together. But 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea nails this engaging storyline trend. I mean, who wouldn't want to read a book about a guy who discovers a man-made giant submarine and goes on crazy adventures? And then you read it over and 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 over. Okay, maybe not that many times, but you will probably reread it a lot. What I'm saying is 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea isn't just engaging me with its storyline, but also its characters. I always imagine Conceal to be like LeFou from Beauty and the Beast. It's really funny. Conceal also risks his life just to keep Mr. Aronnax safe. That means he's a true friend. So, yeah, it's really engaging. Now for the cautions. First off, the main characters, remember that, almost die multiple times in the book, and they always have a 1% chance of surviving, but the book can't end at chapter 3, right? Technically it can. Okay. Well, yes. Now this part may be sensitive to some readers, and we at T-Gamer Inc. are sorry. But we're not responsible for anything relating to sadness. Someone dies. And this may remind people of loved ones who have passed away. It's pretty sorrowful. Overall, they don't down the book by a lot, just like 5%, so not a game changer. So overall, do I recommend the book? Yes. Do I say it for everyone? No. But is it a still great book? I say, of course. I mean, what other book has comedy, action, danger, and adventure on its theme? Probably one or two, but not a ton. Overall, I think you should pick it up at Walmart or Target. Disclaimer, this is not sponsored by those stores. Or your Newton Paris 3rd grade library or classroom. Or, Amazon if you're into that sort of thing.